Good morning, traders, and welcome to a live trading room. Right, this is a trading with live trading room. Just to introduce myself to the new guys, my name is Sandile. So most of the guys, the old guys, they know me. Right, so I'm one of the chart analysts. I do the charts for you guys. I make sure that you make money. If you lose money, you lose money. I'm the one to blame. If to blame, if to compliment, I'm the one to compliment. All right, guys, let's start with the charts and our trade recaps. Currently, we have US dollar yen, one of the trade that is running. But as I've said yesterday, that if you are still holding USD JPY, you can consider taking profit on that one. The reason is because we are in this wave 5 here. This is the wave 5 that I'm referring to. So we're looking at this wave 5 of the sub-minute degree. Okay, so wave 5 is can be very tricky sometimes, guys. It can caught you off guard and then just does a truncation, but in this case it is almost reaching the initial target that we're looking for, and from here we'll be expecting that we get a move to the downside. So that's why I instructed that we can take a profit. It's been a nice trade to the upside on US dollar yen. So I'm expecting now that we are going to have a bigger correction. This is just the line that I'm showing that I'm expecting a correction, not this size of the correction, but this can just be any type of a correction, and then we get a move to the upside. So as you all know, wave 4 can be one of the correction that will take time, and it can be even bigger in size. So with this is our wave 2 here. This is the size of our wave 2 here. I'm looking at this here as a wave 2, you can see. So I'm expecting that wave 4 can take more than this in terms of time. It can take longer. It can even be a flat corrective structure like this, and then we get a move to the upside. So we just have to watch USD JPY to unfold this before we can start to look for buying again for that wave 5 in the minute degree. All right, we've got silver. We've got silver. Let me just not silver, platinum, rather. It's been very stubborn to move higher, but I'm still expecting for this move to the upside here. So we had a little bit of a pullback yesterday. So if I zoom down here, this is more of like a corrective structure. You'll see it. Let me just go on a 1 hour. Let me go on a full screen and then go on a 1 hour. Oh, this is 1 hour. Okay. Let me just zoom in there. Right, so why am I looking for platinum to the upside? I'm looking at this structure here. We've just completed this wave 1 here in the intermediate degree. So I'm expecting that now we have already bottom here. I'm looking at this as our wave 2 has ended there, and now I'm looking for trade wave 3. So you can see currently we are trading wave 3 of 3. This is wave 3 in a minute degree, but initially we are in this wave 3 of the intermediate degree. So I'm expecting that we are going to get this move here. I'm still very positive. So if you're still holding that trade, you keep on holding that trade for a move to the upside. Let's just confirm what the indicator is telling us. Right, so you can see on a 1 hourly time frame, we are above the RSI just retested the 50 mark here, and we are just coming from the oversold areas on the stochastic. So I'm expecting that we start to get this move that we've been expecting. It's been a trade that is delayed, but this move to the upside, I'm very confident that we are going to get it. Let's see the indicator on a 4 hourly. Right, so you can see that even on a 4 hourly, we already got the RSI is trading above the 50 mark. That is just confirming that the momentum to the upside is going to start. Right, so what we want now, we want this stock to reset here, but this is not a case or a requirement. This stock can stay here while we are having this move, but it would be very nice if it does reset here, and then on a 1 hourly, maybe we get a flag, and then we can make another entry to the upside. So you can see we focused at platinum from here that we are going to get this move to the upside. So I don't see why we should not get this move, even if we've made this pullback. This is just a wave 2. This is a 1 here, a wave 2 here, and we're looking for this third wave of third. So if you're still holding that one, we just hold platinum. Right, so just a quick one. Let me just show you on a daily. I know this instrument is not listed. Why are we looking for this move to the upside? Let me just see here, just to show you quickly. So we are looking at this move here. This was an A move, 5 waves to the upside. So all this thing that is happening here, W, X, Y, X, Z, in this case here, this is just a correction for our wave B. It has ended there. Now we are looking for this degree. This is the move that we're looking for a C wave. So that's why we've got the 1 here, we've got the 2 here. So we're still expecting 3, 4, and a wave 5. So you can see why are we looking for platinum to trade higher. Right, so at least if you've got a clear view there, why are we looking for that one? Maybe that might make you feel comfortable to join that trade to the upside, right? So this is just a minimum target for now, guys. This is just a minimum target. We are looking for this move to the upside. I'm just want to take this move here. We get a pullback for wave 4, then we're going to join again. Right. Just remind me, I think we've got 3 trades that should be running. Just remind me of the last trade. Anyway, if I come across it, I will just recap it as well. All right, so I've just prepared some few charts here, guys. Currently, there's no trade setup that I'm looking at. So I've just prepared these charts that you see that are highlighted in red. These are the charts that are bringing trading opportunities. So let's start with pound US dollar. So if you guys have got any charts that you're looking at, please feel free that you can share them and then we can have a look at them. Right, so pound US dollar, we are currently in this structure here of an X. So we are looking at this move here. So we've been in this correction for quite some time. So we had these 3 waves to the upside. This is the 3 waves that completed this W here. Now we are looking at these 3 waves to the downside. I would love to trade pound US dollar when it gets to this blue box here before we can resume for a 3 wave move to the upside. So you can refer to the website. Why are we looking for a move to the upside on the pound US dollar? So the sequence still shows that we are still very bullish on the pound US dollar. So what is currently happening now is that we are having this move. This looks impulsive as a wave A. Let me just zoom in. Let me just zoom in. I hope you guys are clear with this structure here, what is happening here, just to make sure that you guys see it. So we've got this here as a 3 wave to the downside, and we've got this move here as a 3 wave to the upside. This is the 3 waves I'm looking at here, 3 waves, and now we are looking for these 3 waves to the downside in red. So this is the move that you are looking for. 1, 2, and a move to the downside. So this move here, if pound US dollar climbs higher, like we forecasted, we will be looking to trade this move to the downside. This is a significant move that we look at. So if I'm on the screen, I'm not on the screen, Victor is not there. Guys, if this pound US dollar crawls higher like this and gets to, this is a blue box, this is projected. So you can take this trade to the downside, your stop loss will be here. This is my invalidation level. So you can take this trade to the downside, to the blue box, and then after that you can take this move to the upside. So the reason why I'm putting these blue boxes is because I want to make sure that you guys, whether I'm there to post the trades or I'm not there, you guys are still able to take trades by yourself. So you don't have to rely that myself or Victor to give out the instruction of the trades. Right, so why are we looking to trade pound US dollar to the downside? Let me just show you guys, or even the new guys, please familiarize yourself trading WXY like a pro. Right, so we had this bounce. Let me just show you here. Apologies, guys. Let me just pause for now. Okay, apologies, guys. My daughter is just crying here. Right, so the reason why I'm looking for this bounce, okay, so we've got this move to the downside. So we had this move here. I'm taking my FIB extension from this table to this X here. So you can see that we had a bounce at 61.8. So this is the bounce that we had here. This area of 61.8 and 74.6, this area here. This is where I've been expecting that you're going to get a bounce. And this bounce, I wanted it to be 50% of this move from here. I wanted this to be 50% to come around here. And then if we get this move around here, I won't even think twice. I'll be looking to trade a pound US dollar to the downside because these are one of those trades that are almost guaranteed that you are going to get this move to the downside. So we had a bounce here. Now we're expecting this 50% retracement. Let me just measure that. So I'm just using some confluence here of the Fibonacci. So I'm expecting this to trade higher to around 50 or 61.8. So this is where I'm expecting it to be. So this blue box is not for this Fibonacci. In this case, this is just going to be a confluence. So if I take my Fib extension, this is what I'm looking at here. I hope it's not going to clutter. So you can see that we are having this blue box here. This is our 100. This is our 100 from here. And in this case, I've just measured this up to 138.2. Okay, so now we are having this confluence here of this blue box and this 61 and 50. So expect this move to the upside and then a move to the downside. I'm still not yet convinced that we've bottomed here, because one can say, why don't you look this as a wave one? This is a wave two, and we're starting a wave three. It can be possible, but I'm still convinced that we are going to get this move to the downside. So the only time I'll start to look to trade pound US dollar if it breaks up here and we get a correction, then I'll be looking for this move to the upside. Just hold for me, guys. Apologies. Just make sure. Yeah. Right. Sorry about that. So that's how I'm looking at pound US dollar, guys. Just if pound US dollar climbs higher here, then you're going to sell this one here. But if it crawls for whatever reason, if it crawls lower here, then I'll be looking to buy pound US dollar around this area here for this move to the upside. So this move to the upside, I'm expecting it to be in 3 waves. Right. Okay. Let me just move out them. Just clean that up. Right, let's look at the next one will be Euro US dollar. Right, so Euro US dollar, I'm looking for a move to the upside. Yeah, so we are in this. We've been in this correction for quite some time. So when Euro US dollar was around, when they touched this blue box, this is where I first attempted for a move to the upside, but that move to the upside it failed. So now I've just projected this 100% of this move to the downside here. So the 100% is around this area here. I mean the 61.8 can be the 100%. But all in all, Euro US dollar, we are in this blue box here. So I'm expecting that we get a move to the upside here. So the reason why I haven't instructed that we can execute this trade, or if you've already executed this trade, your stop loss should be below 161.8 FIB extension of this WX here. So you should have your stop loss. Once you've executed this, you should have your stop loss below here. So I'm expecting that we can start to get a move to the upside. But the reason why maybe we're not yet getting that move to the upside is because Euro US dollar maybe might be waiting up on the other major US dollar pairs like Pound USD, AUDSD to get into their blue boxes. You'll see that one shortly. So if you get a move to the upside here around this area here, you must look to take Euro US dollar to the upside. Okay. Let's move to the next one. That will be AUD US dollar. So AUD US dollar, I've been expecting that we are going to get this move here. So you'll see that an update that I had yesterday, I was expecting that at least we get a 50% of this move to around this year before we can get this move to the down side here. Right, so this is just a blue box. This is the blue box of this WX in green here. So I would love to have AUD US dollar crawling lower here. Then from here, I'll be looking for this move to the upside here. So you just keep that one on your watch list. Right, so you can see that we are looking for the last fifth wave there in this minor degree. So we are looking for this last fifth wave here. Okay. So that should be straightforward. So once it gets to this blue box, I'm there or I'm not there, you guys can execute this trade here. We'll be looking for this move to the upside. So alternatively, if you're skeptical, you can just wait for a first impulsive move that is going to confirm here. And then after that, you get a flag. Then we'll be looking for this move to the upside. Let's just check our indicators here. I would expect them to be pointing down. Exactly, that is what is currently happening because we are still expecting for this move to the downside there. So they get here, you look for buy this one here. This will be similar to a New Zealand US dollar. Right, so NZ US dollar, similar to AUD USD. I've been expecting that we are going to get that bounce to the upside. similar to pound USD. What I've just showed you, I was expecting that we were going to get this around here, and then had we got that, we were going to trade this one to the downside. But in this case, we are not getting that deeper correction we're looking for. This is just a shallow correction. So if NZD get around this area here, then we'll be looking to take this one to the upside here. So this is also confirmed by the dollar index. You'll see the DXY. Once I'll show you the DXY. So we'll be looking for that to trade that move to the upside for the fifth wave on NZD US dollar. Let me just show you the dollar index. Okay, I've also got it highlighted as well. So the dollar index is similar to what is happening to euro US dollar. So we are already in this blue box. This blue box might be violated, but violating this blue box wouldn't mean that we are now looking for a move to the upside. I'll show you. Let me just show you on a daily. Let me just show you on a daily. Um, just a moment, guys. All right, sorry about that. So as I was saying that on the 4-hourly, we can see that the dollar index is in the blue box and on the 1-hourly as well. So we're looking for a move to the downside. Even if they break that blue box higher, I would still not be interested in buying the dollar index. The reason is that wave 4 will come around this area here. This is where we're expecting that wave 4 comes around 38.2. So in this case here, this can just spike up here, or even come and take this top here, and then we start to get this last move to the downside for that fifth wave in yellow. So, but for now, we still have to get a confirmation for that move to the downside on the dollar index. Let me just go back on a 4-hourly. All right, so we're in this blue box area here. Let me just delete those. Right, so let's look at the indicator. So we are still getting that move to the upside. So we are still trading above the 50 mark here. So if we want to trade this one, we need to wait for the indicator to confirm. So this needs to be confirmed by getting an impulsive move first, structure first. We get an impulsive move and then we get a correction, having our RSI trading below the 50 mark. Then we can look for an entry for a move to the downside. Okay, but this is the trading area where they are. So even if I take a trade now, this will be still within my criteria of executing a trade. Just a little bit of a push to the upside, and then I'm expecting for a move to the downside. Let's just see on a 1-hourly as well. Right, so on a 1-hourly, I'm still expecting that we're gonna get a move to the upside here, at least one more push to the upside before we can start to get a move to the downside. So wait for this one to confirm by getting a first impulsive move, and the indicators need to confirm, especially on the 4-hourly, for that move to the downside. So if that happens, you will have to take note. All the major pairs, they need to at least have got into their blue boxes. Once they get to their blue boxes, it's very likely that you are going to start to get this move to the downside on the dollar index. But while they are not all of them yet there, we might still get this one crawling higher, or they might just hold this level here. Right, let's look at US dollar JPY. That one is covered. Euro yen. Right, so euro yen, we are in the blue box area here. So I'm expecting that we get this move to the downside here on the euro yen. I understand there was an alternative structure that we might have this year as a flat, but I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for this flat here. I'm looking for this move to the downside, and I'm expecting that this year does not look like it is enough to correct this whole move here. This whole move, because we are looking for a correction for this move here. So we've had this year as an ABC. We've had this year as an ABC. So we are looking for the correction for this move here. At least if it's this in size, then it will make sense. I'm not looking at this. This is just ended here for this correction. It will be too shallow and too and very small for that we can call this move to the upside. It's possible it can happen in the market, but I would love to see at least a bigger structure like this one here. So that's why I've projected this blue box for the move to the downside before we can get that move to the upside. Let me just go while I'm still here. Let Let me just look for an indicator on a 4-hourly. What do we have here on a 4-hourly? So we are still trading above the 50 mark here. The momentum still shows to the upside. So I would love to get this one to trade lower. I would love to get this one to trade lower. So the reason why I concluded this move, if you look here, we had a form of a divergence. This is a wave 3 and this is a wave 5 here. So if you look at this peak here, this is a divergence. So that's why I'm looking for this move to the downside. So this is the divergence that I'm looking at here. So this needs now to confirm that this divergence will hold. So as long as, let me just clear this one here. So this divergence here, I wouldn't have expected it to break higher here. This RSI to break higher. So now we are trading above. So this divergence might not work, but if this RSI starts to dip below the 50 mark, and it will be dipping below this trend line here. So I will expect this structure to play out. So I'm looking for these 3 waves before we can get this move to the upside. So the indicator needs to confirm as well on a 4-hourly, especially. So on a 1-hourly, so I was looking at this here. This does not look impulsive going up. So this looks very correctively. So I'm looking at this here as a 3 waves. There's a W here. This here is a 3 wave for an X here. And I'm looking at this here as a 3 wave. So we might get this in the blue box, and then we start to get this move to the downside here. So Euro Yen, I'll be looking to execute a trade here for this move to the downside here. Okay, so if any case it goes and trade above here, this would be invalidating this move, but a possibility is that we might still have a structure that is going to be an expanding Fed corrective structure. In any case, I'm still looking for this move to the downside, just like what happened on CAD Yen. We had this here taking this high here, and now I'm looking at that as an expanding Fed corrective structure possible, and that before we can have that move to the downside. So we are still in this correction. It is not advisable that we trade here, but the market spend most of the time in a correction. So we have to try and master how to trade these corrections. So if this is why I'm looking for this move to the downside. But just because I've just pointed this move here, this straight line does not mean you're going to get this straight line. We had the 3 waves here. We had the 3 waves here. So I'd expect that we get 3 waves here, or else we get an impulsive move in 5. In that case, then we are going to change this to an ABC structure. Right, let's move forward. There are quite a number of pairs that are setting up, guys. So I'll just to try as quickly as I can. Right, CHF JPY. This is one of the trade here. Right, so if you guys, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this trading of the blue box, but you should be. So if you have taken note of this box because it was updated yesterday, you should have executed a trade here right in the box. And once that trade comes around the 50% of this last move here, and then you can break this trade to even. So I'm looking for this move to the downside because this is a structure I'm looking at. So this is a 3 wave that we've had here. Looking at this here as an expanding Fed corrective structure, 3 waves. Now I'm looking at this here as a 3 waves. How am I looking at that as a 3 waves? I'm looking at this. This is 1, 2, 3. We've had an ABC here on this first W. On the last leg, it's very likely that if you had a 3 wave structure ABC, on the last leg, you're going to have a WXY, but you're going to count that as a 3 waves. In this way, this is a 1, 2, 3. So I'm expecting for this move to the downside here. So if you get a correction here, you can look to enter this trade for at least to come around there, and then after that you release the trade because we'll be looking for this move to the upside once they get to this blue box here. So all the fibs, they are all the same. So this is just quickly show you here. Right, so you can see that we got that bounce around 61.8. So we got this bounce here. So I was expecting that we get this bounce here for this move here. And then after that, I was expecting that we can get this move to the downside. So this is what looked like we are getting here. This move won't just come in a straight line. I'm expecting that we have a structure like this, 3 waves, before we can take a move to the upside. Okay, let's move to the next one. CAD Yen, spoken about that one. Not a trade, but if you get an impulsive move here, on Acadian, if you get an impulsive move here and then you get a flag, then we'll be looking to take this move to the downside. If it gets a deeper impulse and then we get a structure, corrective structure around here, then I won't be trading this one because looking at the risk reward ratio, right? So we'll see how does it behave here. If we get a corrective structure around here, then we look to trade this one to the downside. New Zealand yen, expecting for this move to the downside here, but it needs to be confirmed. If you get this impulsive move like this and then you get a correction, then you can look to trade this one to the downside. Where will you be taking it to? You'll be taking it around this area here. Let's just measure that one here. So you'll be looking to take it around that area here. This will be our blue box. In this case, I'm just gonna make it to around 138.2. Okay. So just like I've just forecasted here, so we might get this move to the downside, and then around this area here, we get a bounce, and then we'll be expecting for this move to the downside. So if you're gonna miss this one here, we have to wait for this bounce here, because when we get here, definitely we are going to get a bounce for a move to the upside like this before we get this move to the downside. So that will be one of those pairs that you will want to keep on your watch list. I'm expecting this move to the downside here. But of course, the indicator needs to confirm. Let's just confirm the indicator on a 4-hourly. Right, so you can see that we are still trading above the 50 mark. So this needs to be confirmed by the RSI trading the below the 50 mark here. If it dips here, then we've got our stock here resetting with the structure here on a 1-hourly. Then we look to take this one to the downside. So this will be similar to AUD JPY. It will be similar to AUD JPY. It should be similar, but the indicator needs to confirm. So you can see that on AUD JPY, we've already starting to dip below the 50 mark here on the RSI. Let's just see on 1-hourly what we have here. Right. So this is my expectation. So we've got this here. This looks very impulsive. Not very impulsive, but it looks impulsive. So if you get a correction around here, then you look to take this one to the downside. Your stop loss won't be here. If you take this trade here, your stop loss just have to be few pips around here if you get an entry around this area here. I'm expecting just a 3-wave structure that will be in equal legs. So the blue box will be around this area here. Okay, Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand, we should have taken a shot here on inside the blue box. So what is currently happening now, as long as Euro New Zealand is going to stay below this 169.33, I'm expecting that we get a move to the downside. So I'm looking at this here as a 5-wave to the downside. This is an ABC for a wave 2. This is a wave 1, wave 2. So I'm expecting that we start to get this move to the downside in wave 3. So if you get an entry around, here on Euro New Zealand, then you can take this move to the downside. Just bear in mind, it can still have this 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and have a structure like this here before we get this move to the downside. If they make it so simple like this here, then it means everyone will be making money. These guys are in the business to make money, so they won't allow us to make money just like that. But I'll be looking for this move to the downside. It's one of those pairs that will be very interesting. But for me to take this move to the downside, I'll wait for New Zealand US dollar to get into the blue box first, and then I'll look to trade this one to the downside. That case, I'm just using a correlation, then you might get this smooth move to the downside there, and it will be very quick. If NZUSD get into the blue box for the move to the upside, this one will crawl lower. Right, let's look at pound Audi. So pound Audi, I'm still expecting that we get a move to the upside here. So we're looking at this whole structure here as a corrective structure here. Right, so this is a 3 waves to the downside, and I'm looking at this here as a 3 waves. These 3 waves here is 1, 2, 3 for this W here. We've had this correction, and now we're getting these 3 waves for that Y there in green. So I'm expecting that if it gets around here, and we've already got AUDSD into the blue box, while pound OD goes to the blue box like this, pound AUDSD is gonna push higher, and then it's gonna make this one to drop lower. So if they get around, yep, look to trade this one. Alternatively, you might just have to wait for a first impulsive move and then get a flag here for a confirmation before you trade this one to the lower side. But I'm expecting if it gets here, I'll be executing a trade. Right, just to show you something here on pound outing. Let me just see on a 4 hour. In a case that is going to be violated, so this will still be not changed. We'll still have a structure like this, 3 waves, and we'll have to figure this one out here to make it to be 3 waves, and we'll be having this here as a 3 waves, and this wave 2, it means it will be here, and then we'll be expecting for this move to the downside. But as long as it's going to stay below this level here, I'm expecting that around this area here, we start to get this move to the downside. Okay, so the indicator, I'll expect it to show the momentum to the upside because I'm still expecting this. So this might have to wait for this here to trade lower like this here. If it dips below this, it will be a more confirmation here. Okay, so I hope you guys will be watching this with us. Pound New Zealand, anytime from now, I'm expecting that we start to get a move to the downside. All right, but this needs to confirm as well. This is going to climb higher like this, and then NZUSD is going to go lower into the blue box. When NZUSD tries to push higher, this one will be coming lower. You might as well just wait for the first impulse if you're skeptical to take it here. But if it goes here, it will be limiting the risk if you decide to take it in the blue box, because your stop loss will just have to be a few pips outside of this box here. So I'll be looking for this move to the downside. So the RSI still needs to confirm by trading below the 50 mark here. And then if it does that, then you'll have to go on a 1 hourly and you need to see how you execute a trade there. Let me just show you a detailed label. Why am I expecting for this little bit of a push to the upside here? Because I'm looking at this. This was a wave A. This is our wave A diagonal, leading diagonal. We've had this here as a wave B. Now, this is our wave C. This wave C here is a 1, 2. This is a wave 3 here. This is an A, B, C for a wave 4, expanding flat corrective structure. And I'm looking for this last wave here. So this last wave does not look like it has ended yet. So I'm still expecting one more move to the upside, a spike here, and then I'll be expecting for this move to the downside. So you can see here, we are starting to get a divergence. This divergence is for here. We are starting to get this divergence here. So it's very likely that you are going to start to get this move to the downside here. So a confirmation level for me there to sell this one comfortable will be if we break this low here. If we break this low and we get a correction around here, then I'll be looking to take this one to the downside. Okay, just moving as quick as I can, guys, because there are a number of them here that we need to look at. All right, CAD, AUD CAD, I'm looking for a move to the upside. You can just refer on our website for the bigger structure. All right, so if you remember yesterday, we have been looking at this, or the day before yesterday, I had this blue box here, and I was expecting that around here, we're going to get this move to the downside for it to come to the blue box. But after this move here yesterday, I started to show you that we are going to get this move, and this was my invalidation level. So why am I changing? Going back to the previous strategy we had after we've got this level invalidated. So now I'm expecting that when we get around this box here, then I will be looking for this move to the upside. So this is, you can see that this is directly correlated to AUD US dollar. Expecting AUD US dollar to go into the blue box, I'm also expecting this UD CAD to get into the blue box. Then after that, we'll be looking for this move to the upside. But you have to wait for the indicators to confirm. They have to confirm. For now, they are still showing a move to the upside, to the downside. Let's just see there on a 4 hour. I hope that structure is clear. Why am I looking for that move to the upside? Let me just show you the. This is an impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A here. And now what am I looking for? We are looking for a wave C. So this looks like 5 waves up for a wave 1 here. So now we are looking at this as a wave 2. We still have 3, 4, and a wave 5. So that's why we're still looking for that move to the upside. Right. So what is happening now with the indicators? We've got this RSI. It is just grouped there with the stock. So this might be an indication that at some point now we are going to start to get a move to the upside. So when the stock and the RSI they grouped, this might be an indication that the move to the downside in this case might be starting to come to an end, and we might start to look for this move to the upside. But just like other pairs, you will still want to have this confirming. How is it going to confirm? By you getting the first impulsive move. Once it gets into the blue box, once it gets here and you get an impulsive move, and then you can start to look for this move to the upside. You don't have to rush it here in the blue box. If you're skeptical, you won't miss it anyway. If it comes here and then does a confirmation, especially around here, breaks above here, and then we get a flag, then we'll be looking for this move to the upside. Okay, the next one will be New Zealand CAD. Right, NZD CAD, we are looking at this here. We are already in the blue box here, but this still shows that it is unfinished. This is the last leg of the fifth wave. You will see when I go on a 1 hourly. Similar to what is happening to AUD CAD, we've got the RSI. In fact, the RSI here, we might have a form of a divergence here. You can see that the RSI is starting to do this. So we might have this here while we are having this here. This will be going lower. The RSI will be starting to do a higher high. Then we might get this move that we're looking for to the upside here on the blue box. So if you're in here, if you're not yet in here, you might want to look for an entry here in this blue box here. This would be my invalidation level. If they come and crawl lower here, and then I'll have to relook at the whole structure. But I'm expecting that we get this move to the upside here. Let's see on a 1 hourly. Right, so I'm looking at this here. Let me just admit all here. So I'm looking at this here. This is a wave 1, 2, a 3. This is a wave 4. So I'm expecting this last leg for a wave 5. That might come with a divergence. That might come with a divergence, and then I'll be looking for this move to the upside on New Zealand CAD. Let me just make sure that everyone is muted. Okay, let's move on. Right, gold. I'm still expecting that you're gonna get the move to the downside here on gold. I would love to trade this one here in the blue box. If it gets here, I would love to trade it here. Let me just show you the structure on a 4 hourly. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at here on gold. So we had this here as a 3 wave to the downside. These are 3 waves. Rather, let me just concentrate on the bigger structure. This is the 3 wave that we've had here, and we've had this here as a 3 waves. Now I'm looking at this here as a 3 wave structure. So I'm expecting this last leg to come around this blue box area here. If it comes here, this is where I'll be interested to buy gold. For now, I'm still expecting that we are going to get this leg. This does not look like it has finished. I would love to have it here. But in any case, it starts to trade higher like this and maybe comes around here, then we'll be looking for this move to the upside. But for now, I'm still interested in gold coming lower. Let's see the indicator. So for now, we just had this grouping here, and we've got this sharp move to the upside. This sharp move does not mean anything. This is a sharp move we've had here. This sharp move can just be this structure here. We might be having this structure here. For this might be this is our wave A. This might be our wave A. This here being our wave B here, and then we get this last leg for a wave C before we get this move to the upside. So on gold, I'm just remaining bullish. Even if they come here and they start to drop like this, I won't be interested in selling this move here. I'll be looking for this move. This is the move that I'm waiting for this move to the upside. But something is interesting that is happening with silver. You will see it. Let's go on a 1 hourly here just to see those labels on gold. So we might expect a little bit of a push to the upside here. If you're having this here as a flat corrective structure and then a drop before we trade higher. So silver, I've been expecting the same here that we're going to trade in a blue box. So silver, what it has done, it has gone into the blue box. It has already gone to the blue box and it might start to trade higher. If silver continue to trade higher like this, gold might have bottomed there with an AB base pattern. Gold might have bottomed there. Okay, but silver needs to keep crawling higher. If it does this here and then we get a correction here, then it might be the similar that is going to happen with gold, that we get that move to the upside. Right, let me see if I can wrap up here. Platinum, we've gone through that one here. Right, okay, let's look at the indices. Nasdaq, I'm expecting that we get this move to the upside here. So we've already got this here as a three-wave structure. So this looks very interesting. We've had this here as a three waves. So if it breaks above here, then this one looks ready that it can crawl higher. So you might get an entry around here, but your stop loss will have to be around here. Okay, so we've just we missed that one. We should have had a blue box here around here. This would have been our blue box. We should have taken this one, but this one looks ready to crawl higher. So the indices, we are still bullish on them, similar to what is happening with S&P 500, similar to Nasdaq. It has just broken out here. This is not the one that I wanted to look at. I think this is the one that I wanted to look at. Nifty. Right, so this was our chart of the week. So if you've taken a look at that one, like I've indicated on a group, that Nifty, as much as it's our chart of the week, it is going with a trade setup. So we took this one here in the blue box. So we're expecting for this move to the upside. So it's not too late to join here. You can still have this move to the upside on Nifty. So if you're skeptical to join here, wait for this breakout here. Wait for this breakout, and then you can take this move around here. Right, guys, that's all what I had for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this live trading room. So the recording will be uploaded shortly. So if you guys don't have any questions, I would like to end this seminar here. All right, guys, I'm going to end the webinar here. Cheers, and I'll see you guys on the Slack channels. Bye-bye.